Hello Stampers, Deb Valder here, your Fun Stampers Journey Coach, and today I'm going to show you an adorable set out of our brand new mini catalog. The brand new mini catalog is called Bloom This Way, and it's good from January to March 2017. It's got a lot of good stuff in here. You know I'm all about accessories. The accessories in here are amazing. But I wanted to point out one thing before I will do a whole review on this mini catalog, but right now I just wanted to show you one thing that is really kind of neat. He has introduced a new Hostess exclusive reward, and this is an $80 die set that you can get for $14.95. If your party or your order is at least $400, you can get an extra item, and it is an exclusive die set just for hostesses. It is adorable. So I just wanted to show you that. Like I said, there's a lot in this catalog. We have some new Bloom benefits, just absolutely amazing. And like I said, I will go through and I will show you everything in that review, but I just want to show you and point out that we are using the Love Bandit. It is the cutest little stamp set ever, but I want to show you that you don't have to use it for Valentine's Day. I think a lot of people think that you have to use it for Valentine's Day. You don't. In his little bag, I took out the hearts and I put in some tulips, and you can use it for an everyday card. He is so cute. All right, so let's get started. I want to take and point out a couple of the stamp sets that we're going to be using. Again, like I said, you're going to use the Love Bandit, and the Love Bandit is a bundle so that you get the die and the stamp set, or you can get them separately, but why do that? You save when you buy the bundle. So this is the little Love Bandit, and he has a die, and then we have a die for both of those hearts and the little heart right here. So that is the bundle. Cute, 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 uber cute. I also used the snapshot frame. That's this part right here. So I did use the snapshot frame. I use this all the time. You know that. All right. And then I also used from that same mini catalog, it's called Amazing Day, and that's where I got my little flowers right here from. So Amazing Day is another one. This is not a bundle, this is just a stamp set, super cute. And then also my go-to little saying set, it's called Tag Elements. You get 19 stamps for $7.95. How can you beat that? So cute. All right, so we started with a card base that is 11 by 4 1/4, and I scored it at 5 1/2. And then the next piece is 3 3/4 by 5, and that is our pool play. But before I glue this down, I did use my punch, and I just want to introduce you to our punches, okay? So if you buy one handle, it pays for itself with the first couple of dies, or the punches that you buy. Our punches range from $6.95, and I think the most expensive one is $14.95. It is such a savings. This happens to be the 1-inch die, and that's the one I used for the white. And then I used the 1 1/4 inch for the background right here. So that is how I got my 2 ovals. Oh, to put that together, all you have to do is open up the handle, okay, because it stores so easily. Open up the handle and just lay it down and slide it on. And then to take it off, you just push this little button right here, and it slides right off. Super cute. All right, so I did that before I put on my frame. You know me, I'm always saving paper wherever I can. You don't see that below that. So now let's just take some of our Easy Glide, add that to the back of our paper, and that's going to be our first layer right here. All right, and then we will take our frame that I already cut out, okay, and that's from the snapshot frames. All right, I have to add some of our new glimmer tape. This is awesome. This is the Pool Play glimmer tape. It is in our mini catalog. Again, this is the catalog that is just filled, absolutely filled with accessories. I'm going to be using this. We have that black sparkle tape. We have the lemon sparkle tape. Love, love, love it. Absolutely love it. There are just so many accessories, so many dies. Here's the one we're going to use right here, Pool Play sparkle tape. Love it. Okay, so that is in this uber awesome mini catalog. I'm just going to take and lay this side by side, and I don't go over very much because I love to save. And I do like to wrap it around rather than just like cut it off right here. So I'm just going to wrap it around here and wrap it around there. It is replaceable or repositionable. So if you lay it down, I love this stuff. You can take and you can lift it back up again. So if I had done this crookedly, crooked, okay. you can redo it. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and add this to my frame, and I'm going to use both my mini, these are the small foam squares. Now they will fit on this frame in the background right here and right here, but they're too close to the edge for me. So I do cut them, and watch. Look at how perfectly they fit right there. So I'm going to take and I'm going to put just a couple down the sides so that it doesn't cave in. And isn't this adorable? Couple on the top. I love these foam squares because you get more for less money. And there's no waste on the side. So you're getting more for your money, no waste, so you don't have to cut little things and kind of scrimp, and it's just awesome. Love, love, love these. All right, so for my framed outside, I used the mini ones. But for my bigger part, for the bigger part down here, I'm going to use my larger ones. And I'm just going to put one here on top so that part doesn't cave in. And then I'm going to put one here and one right here. And these pop up so nice. You know, the taking the backs off, you know, you don't have to dig your nail into it. They just come off so easy, just like this. All right. And we're going to take and add this to our background. All right, right over here. All right, so you're going to just center this. Isn't this so pretty? Just the colors already are so nice. Let me see, I got it just a little bit crooked. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that so awesome? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so let's add now our little cloud. And I cut that out with our cloud die. All right, and you know, I actually had this one ahead of time, and that was because, you know me, when I'm getting my stuff out, I just cut lots and lots and lots and lots of everything. So I had these in my cloud jar. All right, and I'm just going to add that to the background. And now what we need to do is to, well, let's work on the two ovals that I cut out. Remember, this is the 1-inch oval and this is the 1 1/4 inch oval. Let's take our little stamp, if I can find it, here it is, and our black licorice ink, and just stamp the words onto the white. All right, right here. There's our words. And then I will take and add, let's put this on before I get it all over my hands. Okay, and then just add that to my other oval, like that. And then I'm going to take, this is some new Journey twine right here. This is also in that mini catalog. I told you this mini catalog is just filled with awesome accessories. So this is the black and white. And I took about 6.5 inches of that. I'm going to wrap it around 2 of my fingers, okay, and take a large Journey foam square, add it right here. Whoops, let's put this down first, okay, and then to hold it in place, I'm just going to take my Journey foam square and just lay it down, just like that, right? Take the top off, and I do like to just like kind of offset it. That gives it a little bit more character, all right, and then just add my little something. All right, I did stamp it off to the side just a little bit because I'm going to add some of our little glitter, or not glitter, sequins. All right, so we're going to do that at the very, very end now. So let's work on this little guy, the little bandit. All right, let me just show you how I did him. So I'll put that aside for now. I took and I stamped him with the black licorice on our whipped cream cardstock, and then, yay, I used the die cut to cut him out. Isn't he adorable? I love him. Okay, so then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my, here it is, I'm going to take my self-healing mat right here, and it's my Fun Stampers Journey self-healing mat. I'm going to take it and I'm going to cut him. Excuse me, and the way I'm going to do that, I just took one of my, cutters. What is this called? An X-Acto knife, okay? And I'm going to cut just to the inside of this line right here. Now I want the black to show, and what I'm doing is I'm covering up the hearts. Now you can fill this bag with anything that you want. You can fill it with hearts, you can fill it with candy, you can fill it with, I am going to do my little flowers, because my team swap, which is what I'm making these for, has to do with a spring theme. So I thought this was a little bandit, and he is carrying flowers, okay? So I am just going to cut this on the inside of my line right here, and I'm going to cut all the way down to the end of the bag right there. Now what I'm going to do is to take and put the top on this so it doesn't fall onto my foot, and I'm going to cut. I don't have my little scissors up here, so I'm just going to I'm going to cut around his head, and I'm going to cut right down to that line that we did. So what I did was I cut around this part right here, okay, so it goes around his hat, and I just needed a little opening for the flowers. So when I put the flowers in there, let me just show you, they just fit in, and I wanted it behind his hat. If I didn't want it behind his hat, I wouldn't have had to cut this piece right here. So I did want it behind his hat. All right, so anything else you can just stick in there like that, but I wanted it behind his hat, so I cut this little piece right here so that I can raise it up. You see the dimension to this? It's just adorable. All right, so I have that part of it done. Now what I need to do is to show you how I did my flowers. Remember, these flowers came from this little stamp right here, okay, let me show you the stamp again. It's called Amazing Day, and these are the flowers that I used right here. All right, so I used those flowers, and I didn't even have to stamp all of the whole flower, so I just used scrap paper, stamped them on there, and then I cut them out. And when I cut them out, you'll see that I didn't use all of the flowers because I just wanted them to stick inside there. So I had to hand cut these, okay, and I did that with my little scissors. I didn't do it with my big ones, even though these work really good too. It's just I used my little ones, all right? All right, so now I'm going to show you how to color. So these are with our Color Splash colored pencils. These are the watercolored pencils, so I am going to use one of our blending brushes and water, and I'm just going to show you how to color. So let me just show you our colored pencils. There's 48 colors in here, but you can make even more colors by adding them together to get these. So we don't have one layer, we have 2 layers of beautiful matching. These match all of our papers, all of our ink, everything. These are the matching pencils to go along with all of our pieces. Remember, if you are a hostess, you can get this as a half price item if your party is more than $400. So if you want to get these as a half price item, plus that new die that's worth $80, you can do that also. So those are the watercolor splash pencils. I always put mine in a little jar just to know which ones I'm using. So let's just start with his backpack. So we're going to use the blues first, and I'm going to color everything and then go back and blend with my brush. So if you have like lines from your pencils, don't you worry about it, because we're going to blend them out with the watercolor brush, okay, with our little blending brush. So I'm just coloring the outsides like this, leaving some white on the inside, and okay, so that's how fast this is. I'm going to go through with my dark. So for this one I used color number 25, and then the darker one is going to be color number 27. All right, so with the darker color, you're just going to outline. You're going to be very noteworthy of the little creases in here, because you do have shadows when you have creases. All right, so this is a crease right here, so you want to go the inside and the outside of that. You're going to go to the creases right around here, because this is behind his back. I'm just kind of explaining to you why we're outlining all of this. All right, we're going to do this right here. Just outline the whole thing with these colors. These colors go on so nicely. All right, and again, we're going to blend once we get the once we get all the colors on there. All right, so now let's work on his hat. So I'm going to go for the 2 grays. All right, let's go for this gray and this one right here. So the lighter gray, I'm just going to take and just again, starting on the outside, with little circular motions, going in on the inside, like this. I love this little bandit. He is so cute. I think my team, because this is for a team swap, I hope they like it too. All right, so there's the lighter color. Let's outline just around the outsides of it, and we will blend in just a moment. All right, good. All right. All right, so there's our grays. Now what we're going to do is our pinks for the flowers. So I'm actually going to get out the pink, the 2 pinks that I used for the flowers, but I'm also going to color this one also. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. Color, color, color on the outside. See how I'm not spending a lot of time And remember, I am not an artist. I am just somebody who loves to stamp, and I just kind of wing all this and hope for the best. Never had art classes other than in high school, which I loved at that time, but I am in love with stamping. You guys all know that. All right, so there's my lighter color. I'm going to go in with my darker color now and just outline. Remember, this is the darker is the outline color. See, it's looking better already. I already did that with the green. I went with my lighter color and then went in with my darker color for these. Again, just going around. Okay, and we're going to go around the outsides of this one and on the top. There. And then for this one I will do the light green because I don't have these done yet. And then I'm just going to go ever so slightly with the darker green right here. Oops, that's my flower. Hello! Alrighty. Okay, so there's that. And now, last but not least, I need to do his skin. Alright, so I'm going to use number 8 on his skin. Okay. And he's got, so he has his face, he's got his neck, and he's got 2 wrists that show. Alright. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to do the end of his bag right here. Okay, and then we'll just outline that also. Don't forget this little piece down here. This is his bag. Alright, and then I'm going to go in with the darker color right here, and this is color number 38, and I am just going to, underneath his cap, he's got a little bit of a shadow. He's got a little bit of a shadow around his face, because his face isn't flat, it's rounded. Alright, a little bit underneath his chin. And let's do a little bit on his wrists right here. Alright, so I think we used all of the colors that we needed to use to color. And now what I'm going to do is to take my blending brush. Alright, I'm going to grab a piece of paper towel just in case I need to clean or to dry. Alright, and what I mean by that is we don't want this too wet. We want it wet enough but not too wet. And what I'm doing is I'm going to bring the color in from the outside. See how it just kind of, I don't want to say blurs it, but it just softens it and just makes it so amazing. So you're just going to take and you're going to go from the outside. I kind of just flatten it. Isn't that cute? Look at his hat, just his hat and what we did. Okay, it still leaves you with a little bit of light showing on there. Let's do this to his forehead. And all I'm doing is just blending the colors in. So these darker colors, what I'm doing is just pushing to them to the inside. Okay, and here's his neck. And then his wrists. Okay, let's work on the flowers. And the cool thing about this is that you can take color off also. Alright. There we go. And then I'll do the coloring right here on this flower. Okay. Just blending out those harsh lines. Alright, and you see I'm just kind of dabbing it right here. By keeping this white in here, I think it looks more whimsical. There. What do you think? Good enough? Alright, so let's, oh, I gotta finish up his, getting it a little bit wetter. See how I'm just kind of pushing it toward the inside so that lightens it up a little bit? But you're also softening, just softening, softening, softening it. There we go. Almost done. And that's with the whole card. Alright, there we go. Alrighty, so now we're going to add him to our card. So what I did was I added him with dots, okay, with our Journey Foam squares. So let's just take and add a couple to the back end of him. And I'm pretty stingy with mine, but you just don't want things to cave in, okay? So I just put one on this side and then two over here, and we will just add him. Now when I go to add him, he's gonna be underneath the frame, okay? Just like that. I've got him hanging off the side of the frame. Isn't he so cute? Adorable. All right, now I just have to find my flowers, and we're going to do the same thing with these. I need to put a Journey Foam square, and if we just put one, okay, that's going to take care of the whole thing, and that's just going to go inside. Remember, it's going to go inside the bag. Whoops, you know what I did? I put a Journey Foam square right over where I shouldn't have. So let's move this one, all right? Because we need room to put his, we want to go inside the bag but underneath his hat, all right? Then you can kind of position it whichever way you want it to go, however far down you want it to go. So if you want it to stick out a little bit farther, you can, all right? And there is that. You see how his little hat sticks up? You know, it just, the whole thing has so much dimension. All right, so now the only thing we have left to do is to add our, right here, these are called the Blue Sky Sequins, and I've gotten some of them out already. I just dumped them on my table here, all right? And then I'm just going to take the best glue in the whole wide world, the Journey Craft glue, all right? And I'm just gonna put a couple dots wherever I want them. Whoa, that's a big piece right there, all right? So we're gonna put a big one right there. So let me take this one right here and add it. And I don't even squish it down. I just kind of lay it there and it'll dry all on its own. Here's a tiny one for right there. See? And let's see. And what I'm doing is there's some green ones in here. So Cool Pool and Pool Play, and I'm going for the Cool Pool to match my paper, to match my sparklies. Let's add some down here. You really need this glue. This glue is so awesome. All right, so there's one there. And let's see, here's a blue one. So we'll do this one right here. I'm gonna add just a couple of them here and here. Aren't these adorable? And then our card is done. Add this one. Whoops. And this one. Like I said, you can add as many or as few as you want. You could have added whatever sparklies you want. All right, so this is our little card. It's called the Love Bandit. I hope you enjoyed my post. I hope you love this new mini catalog as much as I did. I am awed at it. It is just, it has so many awesome things in it. All right, you have a great day. If you have any questions, get a hold of me. Take care and have a great day.